What's up everyone and welcome on back to the channel. The Naked Gun comes out on Friday, August 1st, and I am so excited for it. It's been a long time since I've laughed this hard at a movie trailer before, and it's also been a long time since a major studio has pushed a comedy this hard before. I don't know if you've noticed this, but theatrical comedies are almost non-existent, especially during the summer, where we used to have several theatrical comedies a year. But now with comedy largely going to streaming and a shift where most large IP movies are now comedic, the true theatrical comedy has gone away. But if The Naked Gun can succeed, then we might return to a world where people laugh in a theater again. Remember that? We really need that right now. I really need that right now. I would love to laugh in a theater. So I wanted to break down the high stakes of The Naked Gun, how the theatrical comedy died out, and why people aren't showing up to comedies anymore. But before we get into all of that, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do deep dives on the film and TV industry, so if you're into that, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, but let's get into it. The Naked Gun has huge stakes against it. Did you know that there were 0 comedies that came out theatrically from a major studio last summer? That's right, 0. At least 2023 was stacked with No Hard Feelings, Bottoms, Joyride, and Theater Camp. But they didn't do well. No Hard Feelings was the highest grossing one, and that only made $87 million on a budget of $45, and the rest did very poorly. Jennifer Lawrence went full frontal for this, and even that wasn't enough to get the gooners in a theater. You know, we used to be a society, people. All these movies had a lot going for them. So why didn't anyone see them, and why should that worry The Naked Gun? Well, it's because studios have been training audiences that comedy only belongs on streaming. Comedies are usually only made for streaming nowadays. Gone are the days of having The Hangover come out during summer and grossing almost $500 million at the box office, or Ted coming out and killing it at the box office as well. And that's because comedy has largely shifted to streaming for both streaming studios and for proper movie studios like Paramount or Universal. Netflix usually puts out 20 to 30-ish comedies a year, and Prime puts out 5 to 10. It's the same thing with Paramount, it's the same thing with Warner Brothers on Max. All of these comedies are now living on streaming, and some of them aren't even real comedies, they're more like hybrid comedies like with rom-coms. Streaming has trained people that comedies belong to them, and people know that, and if they want a comedy, they know that streaming is their answer. And Paramount knows this with Naked Gun. They need to get people to go see this in a theater, and they have been leading a massive marketing campaign trying to get people into the theater because they know that comedies are largely only on streaming now, and they have a huge uphill battle getting the audience to go see a comedy in a theater. The trailer campaign for Naked Gun has been absolutely amazing, and they've even been dropping the trailer on movies that don't make sense for a low-budget comedy movie. When I saw Superman opening weekend, there was a piece about The Naked Gun created specifically for Superman. Usually that's only reserved for high-budget blockbuster movies, but they did it for a small comedy. This tells me that Paramount knows just how big of an uphill battle this is going to be with them releasing pieces on major blockbuster movies. They don't do that for small comedies. They've never done that for small comedies. They've also been pushing out a major billboard campaign as well. And yeah, they definitely stole that from the Grinch billboards a couple of years back, but regardless, they have been doing great with it. And just like The Naked Gun, Paramount is being very self-aware about how few comedies get made, and they put out a fake PSA about how tough it is to get comedies made and how they need your help.
Every passing year, more and more comedies go unmade, unseen and unquoted.
They are treating this movie like a blockbuster release. Paramount is doing whatever they can to make sure that you not only know about this movie, but know you have to go to a theater to watch it. And it's going to be even harder because it does need to be a good movie for this to do well. And that doesn't always work either. Just like with No Hard Feelings, Bottoms, Joyride, all of these were very well received and still no one saw them. Is it because of streaming? Yes, but it's also because people are getting their comedy fixes elsewhere. The Naked Gun is going to be a straight up comedy, right? It's not like it blends comedy with other genres, like how Novocaine this year was mostly an action movie, but it had comedy. The Naked Gun is a full comedy, but the problem is every single big movie nowadays blends in comedy into their movies. Marvel movies are inherently comedic, sometimes too comedic, but at the end of the day, all of them do have comedy in it. People can go to a Marvel movie and still have a laugh. Thunderbolts, which was about depression, still had some very funny moments in it, and of course Deadpool and Wolverine was a full-blown comedy. People can get their comedy out of these huge blockbusters. They don't need to go to just a traditional comedy movie anymore. And it's not just the superhero genre either. Barbie was a very funny movie, even though I'm not sure I would totally classify that as a comedy movie. Honestly, not sure what I would classify Barbie as, but if someone's like, hey, I need a laugh and I want to watch a comedy movie, I'm not going to recommend Barbie. But comedy has bled into all of these big IP movies, and is this anything new? Not inherently. Comedy has always been a staple in big blockbuster franchises like Pirates of the Caribbean or Men in Black or Back to the Future. But the problem is, it's never been like this before, where less movies are coming out and the big blockbuster movies have become so expensive and have to be a one-stop shop and offer everything in all of their movies. But the traditional comedies like The Wedding Crashers, Bridesmaids, Meet the Parents, those are all gone because those movies have largely gone to streaming and comedy is now being blended into every other genre. But The Naked Gun hopes to change all that, and I really hope it does. Comedies have a lot going against them right now, but The Naked Gun does luckily have a lot going for it. This is honestly the perfect comedy to show that theatrical comedies can work again. It's based off of massive IP that seems to be respecting where it came from. It's not going to be a legacy sequel where they just repeat the exact same plot and then have the older actors show up and help out a new batch of young actors to take over this franchise. They actually can't do that because all of them are dead. It's also a parody type movie, and we haven't had one of those in a while since Hollywood completely ran parody movies into the fucking ground in the mid-2000s. Like, I don't know if you've seen any of those movies, but god damn, Hollywood has never been lazier than they were in 2005. They had fucking epic movie where they were just making fun of movies instead of a genre. But because parody movies died a death we all wanted at the time, people might be wanting to see that kind of movie again since there hasn't been a true parody movie in such a long time. The Naked Gun also has a major star in it with Liam Neeson that is not only recognizable but can carry a pretty big franchise as long as his daughter keeps getting kidnapped, and also he has amazing comedic chops that I don't think the world really knows about. Liam Neeson is insanely funny in A Million Ways to Die in the West. It's not an amazing movie, I don't think a lot of people saw that or remember it, but he was still funny in it. I don't think people really realize just how good of a comedic voice actor Liam Neeson is with the Lego Movie, where he absolutely killed being a good cop and a bad cop. It's also directed by Akiva Schaffer, one of the members of Lonely Island, who also co-directed Pop Star Never Stop Never Stopping, which I think is the best comedy in the past 10 years that unfortunately no one saw. I was very by myself in a theater opening weekend when that came out. If you haven't checked it out, it's on Netflix. Definitely check it out. And not to mention, it is produced by Seth MacFarlane, which, yeah, a lot of people give him shit for about Family Guy, how long it's gone, how it's not that good anymore. But personally, I think that Ted and the show Ted has shown that he 100% still has it when it comes to comedy, and he has not lost it. The Naked Gun has a ton going for it, and I truly hope it does succeed. Even though it is a legacy sequel and a reboot, remake, and it's kinda lazy inherently, I still think really good things can come from this movie and get people laughing in a theater again. We've had some great comedies come out that were unfortunately not marketed, they were not pushed out enough by the studios because historically audiences don't show up because they were trained to go to streaming. But The Naked Gun can change all of that and prove that audiences do want comedies in a theater. They do want to laugh together, they do want to have a community, and they do want to have a good time. So please go see The Naked Gun on Friday, August 1st. I already have my tickets. Please let me know if you're seeing it as well. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video as it does help push these videos out. And once again, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you do, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.